Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome to episode 353 of Farlands or Bust. Woof! Right on cue. I do not know how that keeps happening. Other than perhaps Wolfie has become sentient and is aware of everything I'm saying and recording and this entire journey we are on. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. But anyway, I'm losing my marbles. Let's secure the previous night's hidey hole. Why not? Let's chop down a tree here for some additional resources and continue on west in episode 353 of Farlands Bust on Friday, May 9th, 2014. Continuing on, indeed. Moo! And a moo to you too, good sir. A moo to you too, and a moo to everybody who keeps donating to Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. We raised over $100 since Wednesday, since the last episode. We're up to $1,731.68. So thank you everybody for the increased support for Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. Great cause. We've been supporting them for almost 3 years now. We started in June 2011 with the actual charity fundraiser side of Farlands or Bust. And actually, a little bit of trivia for you. It actually wasn't even called Farlands or Bust before I started the charity. When I said I'm going to start, this is a walk-a-thon looking thing. I'm going to start raising money for Child's Play charity. I hadn't actually coined it Farlands or Bust. It was Minecraft Adventures. So up until that point, it was like episode 20-something, early June 2011. I can't remember the specific date. But yeah, it was called Minecraft Adventures. And even after I started the Farlands expedition, it was not known as Farlands or Bust until it was like a rebranding. We're like, oh, okay, it's more than just a normal Let's Play. We're raising money for charity. We're walking to the Farlands. I kind of opened up for suggestions, and one of the suggestions I saw for what to call the series was Farlands or Bust, and here we are. Here we are, many years later, with the same journey. FLOB for short, F-L-O-B, because why not? Everything needs to be hashtagable. Ooh, I almost fell in, but ooh. Don't fall down there, Wolfie. I don't even know if you can. Do you need a 2-block? I don't know. But yeah, a little bit of trivia there for you. So yeah, you can keep donating. farlandsorbust.com is a little donation link. And yeah, continuing on. Do I have... Oh, why is my iron down there? Oh, because I made additional tools. Yep, we're continuing on. Take it easy. Take it easy. It's getting impatient. Impatient! Yeah, was it last week or was it last Friday? A week ago, today. I kind of talked about YouTubes in general and not really understanding what it takes to get on, like, the front page or... the popularity and whatnot. And it was funny because also I hadn't watched it at the time, but Vintage Beef put up it is the island of the birch tree. Dun dun dun. He put up a video from the Mindcrack server, kind of talking about the same thing. How he really doesn't look at his analytics anymore, and it's very confusing, and it's kind of something that, as a creator, we're constantly told, as far as business is concerned, that you should pay attention to the analytics and this, that, and the other, and design and marketing and fancy pants business words. But then on the flip side, it's almost far more, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for? It's far more feasible and far less for your mind, to have to worry about and just be able to enjoy making your content. The one tip Beef gave was smile while commentating. And, that is something that just makes a difference, as if you're happy, or at least you're the appearance of happy, and you have a spring in your step, even though nobody's actually watching you step, literally, it's that becomes infectious, and therefore people should be happy whilst they're watching your videos, hopefully. That was his one tip. You know, he didn't give any, like, analytics tips, or tagging tips, or title tips, or thumbnails, or collaboration tips, or anything like that, or technical, you know, record at this, or upload at this, or use this microphone. It was just, smile! Smile, you bum! You sorry sack of potatoes, smile! Wolfie agrees. But yeah, that was his tip, and it was just kind of funny. It was like the week of introspection on the part of YouTubers. But the one thing, and I don't talk about this too often, but the one thing that does make a difference, that literally makes a difference, is likes. And it's one of those things that people forget to do, and he mentioned as well, he doesn't like those channels who are like, whoa, friendsters, or, you know, whatever they call their subscribers, get this video to 10,000 likes and jibba-jibba-jibba-joo, you know, whatever happens in the next episode. That's, you know, that's not anything, that almost seems a little bit like cheating the system, and recently, actually, YouTube has been causing a, not causing, but they're causing, what's the word I'm looking for? Enacting penalties against channels who try to cheat the system. One of the oldest cheats in the book would be to duplicate your tags in the video description, which then further gives further weight to those tags, because, oh, they're both in the description and in the tags. Those must be important things. Let's up the search results. So they're actually suspending accounts who have been doing that, and there's actually old Machinima partners. It was actually encouraged by Machinima that their partners do that, which is fraudulent. The same thing as anybody who used to be or is a web designer, or has been a web designer. It used to be a practice to put tags in text on a web page in the HTML, but make them the same color as the background so they can't be seen by humans, and it doesn't affect the design of the page, but it still shows up to a web spider as text on the page, and that is a no-no now, and it's actually, Google doesn't even pay attention to tags, the keywords tag, the meta tag in your HTML thing. But I digress. That was a large digression high. But yeah, the likes are like the one thing that seem to make the biggest difference. It's kind of interesting to me, what appears to be at the moment, my most popular series is Call of Duty, which it was just something I was testing out for fun. I'm like, I like this game, let's play this game. But Call of Duty is getting the most views on my channel right now, and one of the reasons, the first episode got thousands of likes, because it's a new thing, people see it, they click like, oh yeah, this is awesome, I like this, but as the series progresses, it's not necessarily that people are less interested, it's that there's less likes, and then there's less shares, and then it shows up less in the search results. So, I mean, I don't, at the very most, I put up that little, you might see that little bar on the bottom of the end slate, at least on Farlands or Bust, or on my series that don't have an end slate. A little bar rises from the bottom and says, hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button, and that's the most I'll ever mention it. But it's kind of an unfortunate thing, because like I said, I know, you know, a lot of you like Farlands or Bust, like the content I put up on my channel, but there isn't an active pushing of that like button. You know, that I'm not saying it's required or you're obligated to. It's like I always say, we are equivalent here in this exchange. I create videos, you watch them. We don't owe each other anything. You don't have to do this, that, or the other, and I don't have to do this, that, or the other for you. We are in an equivalent relationship here. You viewers and I, content creator. The Child's Play charity is a thing for the charity. The t-shirt store is a thing that you guys requested a lot, and I put up so that you guys can show your Farlandzabustitude, I guess. And you know, there's no debt in either direction here, but the likes do make a difference, and it's always kind of strange. It's one of those things I don't understand. You know, Google is best known for having the proper search algorithms. That's why Google is the most popular search engine. It's because they get the right results. Why can't they apply that to YouTube and look at something other than likes or views, perhaps? Of course, but views tend to follow likes is the thing I'm getting to. So that's the only thing I wanted to mention, and Beef mentioned that in his video. Yeah, we don't try to go out of our way. We don't open every single video we don't open with, don't forget to like. You know, that's not part of the content we're creating. We're concentrating on what we're doing here, but just wanted to mention that in passing. It's just something that came up, and I thought it was interesting that Beef was talking about the same things I was. But let's go to sleep and talk about other things in the morning. And likeness. Ooh, likeness? that zombie has a similar likeness to the other zombie right next to him. Flames and all. Flames and all. Alley-oop. I feel like this is actually boat time. Let's make a couple boats. Save some time. Boop, boop. Alright. Up, up, up. Oh, okay. Speaking of, like, Call of Duties and different video games and new series and stuff like that, people are always interested in what video games, upcoming video games I'm looking forward to, and I've mentioned Watch Dogs in the past. Watch Dogs is actually due to release on May 27th. So a couple of weeks from now, highly anticipated game out from Ubisoft, who are also behind the Driver series. They're also later coming out with, what is it called? The driving game. There's a driving game. I forgot what it was called already. Not Drive Club. That's the other thing that's coming out for the PlayStation. This one is... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about it. But yeah, Watch Dogs coming out. It's open world set in Chicago. And I remember seeing and mentioning after the first trailer was released, in-game, big air quotes, in-game trailer, is that the thing I was impressed about is how they seem to have very accurately captured the atmosphere and the feeling of being in downtown Chicago. It's kind of hard to describe. And there aren't that many games set in Chicago, but there is this sort of... Yes, it's a huge city, and the giant skyscrapers, and it takes up a huge swath of area and land, but there is this sort of unnerving, claustrophobic feeling you get, and it's probably due to the concrete canyons and the... all the old buildings and sidewalks have scaffolding over them to prevent people from getting hit in the head with the buildings crumbling above them. And there is that kind of air, the sound, the echoes, the echo chambers you're always getting trapped in. I feel like that first trailer really captured that well. I was always kind of skeptical about the gameplay. That first trailer showed this really complex, you can hack into people's phones and this and that, and I'm like, how are they going to map that to a controller? Or even to your standard WASD controls? It seems a little bit too complex. They say, this is in-game footage, and maybe it was, but it wasn't necessarily in-game gameplay. And as things have transpired, and there were a few delays... And there's been different gameplay trailers, and recently they've been releasing multiplayer. I haven't done this in a while. Woo! Woo! Ooh, that's gonna go far. You're gonna go far in life, Waterfall. And then you're going to stop right there. Woof! Oh, Wolfie's taking a ride. Careful of that cactus, Wolfie. And yeah, the multiplayer stuff has been released, and it's kind of weird, and I at first it seemed like it was going to be some, like, dark and gritty kind of hacker, system breaking sort of, it almost had, like, an air of, the Max Payne kind of grittiness. It's always raining out, stuff like that. But I don't know, the more I see of it, the less and less impressed I am with it. it has started to seem like your standard open world shooter. There's a lot more guns showing up, so like at first it was kind of, you didn't see too much gunplay or any at all from those first trailers. It seemed like this guy was solely intent on hacking his way out of sticky situations and, you know, making road pylons pop up to stop the cop cars from chasing him and this, that, or the other. And now there's a lot more gun stuff, and it seems a lot more like the gameplay in GTA or games like that. The multiplayer is kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not sure how to describe the multiplayer. There is one, like there's an Easter egg or some sort of game mode that involves some sort of giant spider tank. So there it starts to flirt with like Saints Row territory and just bizarre weirdness. But I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh, okay, I thought that might have been lava under there because of the smooth stone everywhere, but guess not. Woof. And yeah, I'm just not as excited about it. I'm not pre-ordering it, and I'm not sure if I'll play it. I'll probably play it, but probably not right away. I'll probably miss that first. I'm sure there's going to be an explosion of YouTubers playing Watch Dogs. I'll probably miss that, and because of that, I know I'll probably miss out on the views and oops, oh, we've gathered too much wool on the views and whatever. Once again, going back to me not specifically knowing nor really caring too much about the business side of YouTube and whatnot, but yeah, and the thing that really disappointed me most is that they said that at first the Watch Dogs, before it was known as Watch Dogs, that project was going to be a driving game. And they haven't said specifically, they never admitted specifically, Ubisoft, although there are developers from Reflections, which is the specific studio that made the driver games. There were people involved with that who got involved with Watch Dogs. We can admit that Watch Dogs was at first going to be the next driver game, and due to that, I'm a little bit sore about it. We could have had a Driver Chicago, and that would have been great. I liked the last Driver game. I liked the Driver franchise. There have been a few missteps in the series, obviously, as I've talked about before, but that just feels like whatever we're gaining in Watch Dogs, it's a much greater loss to have missed out on a Driver Chicago. And yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit ding dong. I'm a little bit careful, Wolfie. I'm a little bit sore about that, I suppose you could say. And down we go. Hi. Is he like actively? I think he's actively jumping. Whoa, God! Where am I going? I don't want to go that. No, no, no. This is not a place I wish to be. That was kind of funny. So yeah, that part of me is just, there's a little bit of sting to that. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, I suppose because it is taking place in Chicago, I'm gonna keep an eye out for the reviews, and maybe I'll watch a few, hopefully avoiding major spoilers. Spoiler alert! But hopefully avoiding major spoilers, I'll watch a few of people's gameplays, and certainly, you know, a positive side of it is that it was developed for the PC first, and is going back to being, you know, adapted for the next-gen consoles and whatnot. So that's always a good thing. You hate having these other games like GTA, which is yet to be released on the PC, being made for the consoles and then simply ported to the PC. That's always a bad thing. So it's good on Ubisoft and the developers for first focusing on the PC market. That, you know, that's a plus it has, but otherwise I'm just not as excited about it as I suppose those initial trailers were like, ooh, this seems like it's something different and different gameplay mechanics, but now we're like, okay, no, there's shooting and you know, minimal amounts of driving. I'm sure because the Reflections people were involved, the driving should be pretty good, hopefully even better than, you know, GTA. You don't play a Grand Theft Auto game for the driving aspects, despite the name. So yeah, maybe, yeah, back and forth. So that's one thing. At the end of the month, we'll see. We'll see about that one. And that, my friends, is how that cookie crumbles. Gluten-free cookie. Woof, woof indeed. Oh, speaking of woofs, there's more wolves. Hey, how you doing? Wolfie? Woof. Woof, Wolfie. Indeed. Pleasantries have been exchanged. We can continue on. I don't know who's barking now. Wolfie or the untamed wolf, but, yeah. We could have had Driver Chicago. That would have been amazing. Dang it. Well, I suppose, segue. I do have some questions about cars that came in from donors. One of them is actually old. I forgot I had a few that I didn't answer from the previous season. So hopefully the time hasn't expired on when I could be answering these, but let's walk until the sunset here and then answer some of these questions from donors to Child's Play charity. Let's get out the dirt, get out the bed. Seems like a pleasant place, right, Wolfie? Just chewing on some dirt there, that's fine. Oh, there we go. Let's be crazy and face the bed in the opposite direction, and hopefully I don't get confused and start walking east in the morning, but we'll watch the moonrise as we sleep. As we sleep. Hold on, I need a sip of water. It's been warm here. 90 degrees yesterday. Of course, it's cooling off, and previously it was like 50 degrees. We're just skipping spring and going straight to summer from winter. Like a month ago, it was snowing, so yay, craziness. All right, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. Oh, God. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I'm all right. It's the heat, not the humidity. Have a seat, Wolfie. I think you did take some damage, so let's... Boop. Adorable, the little head tilts. Adorable. He knows. But yeah, we have a question from Anonymous. An anonymous donor asked last season, I'm probably going to get my first car in the next few months. Do you have any suggestions? A new car would be cool, especially for warranty purposes. But if I could find a used car, if there is a sufficient argument for a specific model. As for budget, less than 20,000 is fine. Fine. Bleh. I don't know. It almost, the old fist shaking, get off my lawn, old guy in me wants to be like, your first car should always be just a total heap of junk. And it should be something you pick up for $2,000. Mine was an old 1992 or 4 Cavalier. I can't remember. It ran fine. Air conditioning didn't so much, and had some things go wrong, like a shock breaking and rusting through the wheel well, and having to rebuild that, and it started to leak when it rained on your legs. So something was leaking through the windshield into the cabin, and just fun times altogether. But that is the general agreed upon. Like, your first car should be, I'm assuming, first car, you might be in high school, 16, 17, something like that. I didn't get that until I was 18? Or, I don't remember. Late 17, 18 years old. But, so that's, that's kind of the standard response. But then again, you start to think maybe, a new driver, inexperienced driver, might want to have something that's safer than an old car without airbags or crumple zones or things like that, because as a new driver, an inexperienced driver, you're more likely to get in an accident or cause accidents. Not anything personal against you or your skills, it's just statistically speaking. Isn't that's one of the top killers of young people in the United States, and I'm sure around the world at least, but automatic cobble generator. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have specific ideas. I mean, a small car, obviously, you got to keep it under 20 grand. And yeah, I don't know what the market is like these days, but for a while it was simply more because people are keeping their cars longer and not buying new cars. The used car market is actually really difficult, and used cars cost more than they would otherwise because people aren't trading in their cars, they're not selling their used cars, they're keeping them for until they, 10, 15 years down the line until they break. So yeah, that's why, and obviously the new car market, the industry is struggling, so they're giving better deals and whatnot. So I don't know. Hello. But then again, it depends. I am not the resource about this. Somebody else asked. Karen asked. No, that's a different question. Oh, somebody else asked more recently. This is why I remembered. I'm like, I remember there was a question about this. I don't remember if I answered it. Somebody more recently asked. I'm about to buy my first car. It might be the same person who donated again to ask the same question. But about to buy my first car. Do you have any suggestions on model of car or advice to avoid pitfalls when buying a second-hand car? I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm considering, and I've talked about this in the past. I did go to the Chicago Auto Show. I was thinking about, I'm leaning much more heavily towards Subaru cars. Everybody who I've ever known to own a Subaru owns them. They are the type of people who own them until they buy another Subaru, They seem to be very reliable, safe. That's the thing. Speaking of safety, the latest Impreza, even the WRX, the XV, the Legacy, the Outback have all gotten, as far as the government ratings go, top ratings, but also the insurance one where they do the offset testing to get the highest marks as far as safeties are concerned. Safety is concerned, so that's always cool. They have, gas mileage is a concern as much. It's a little bit of a tug of war between somebody like myself who is I wouldn't say I'm like a gearhead, but I am an enthusiast, a casual enthusiast, I suppose. I don't know anything and everything. Karlovi, thanks a lot. I appreciate that half heart of damage. Blah. Blah, I'm going to suck your blood. Blah. So there, I have seen, and I mentioned how at the Chicago Auto Show, I sat in the Subaru BRZ, which is their two-door rear-wheel drive little roadster type car, and at first I was like, I'm 6'2", I'm never gonna. Oh God! Oh, I hit the. Whoa! What did I just do? I accidentally hit the Alt key, and the game froze a little bit. But then I started jumping without actually pressing spacebar. It was just like, I'm not in control of my faculties anymore. All right. We're all right. We're good. That was weird. That was my own fault of the keyboard, not necessarily the game glitching out because I'm getting close to the far lines or anything, just to set any rumors at ease. And I really liked the BRZ. I sat in it and I'm like, oh, this is extraordinarily comfortable. I fit perfectly. But for price-wise, the new WRX, if I had to choose between a BRZ and a WRX, I'd get the WRX, like the base, not the STI, but the base WRX has a new engine and gets... the problem with the WRX and the BRZ is the gas mileage. As somebody who is concerned about environment and gas prices in general and burning of fossil fuels... I've always, that's one of the reasons I looked at the Impreza is because it gets 36 mpg highway, some craziness like that, because it has a CVT. The WRX with the CVT, I think only because it's turbocharged and has 250 horsepower, I think tops out at 24 miles per gallon or something like that. But yeah, between the two, the WRX even though if I was going to get a WRX, I would wait to see if, because right now it's only in a sedan, I would wait to see if a hatchback, I for some reason am on a hatchback kick. Don't know why. But I have warmed up to the XV, the Crosstrek, as it's known in North America, which is basically the Impreza, but lifted and on kind of like the Outback suspension. Just the way it looks and its capabilities. My problem with the Impreza has always been that it just doesn't look right. Like the wheels look too tiny for the car, and it seems too low to the ground. And I suppose if I was going to stay where I'm at in the Chicagoland area, where everything is flat and paved, I would probably get an Impreza, but I don't want to stay here that long, so I'm thinking maybe the XV, it still gets 33, 34 miles per gallon highway, and it has that taller stance and more capability. Same engine and everything, but it's just more of a sporty thing if I do want to move somewhere with more interesting terrain and places to go. The XV is upon the top of my list right now. And what, it starts about 22, probably 24 grand or something like that. So that's my personal. That is where my feelings reside. I know previously I was talking about, well, there's also the GTI, the Volkswagen Golf, kind of, yeah, sort of, kind of, but not really. I do feel, I'm feeling more and more strongly about the Subaru. Of course, the 2015 Outback was announced at New York Auto Show, and that seems cool, but I feel like the Outback would be too much car for little old me. I don't have a family and dogs and, kayaks to be carting around, so I don't know that the Outback would be necessary. But yeah, those are my thoughts on cars. Just do your research. Test drive, I suppose is the thing. Go to auto shows and sit in the cars and check out things like that. It's a pretty big decision to make, so don't screw up. No pressure. Alright, let's make a, oh, this is like a pre-built for us. How nice. Bing bong. We got a nice, well, I don't need a double door, but I guess we could. Hey, how you doing? Have a torch while you're at it, and, let's dig in here. Got a nice little kind of prefabricated area to build this hidey hole. Can I do this again? Yeah, I can. Alright. Alright. Woo! Could probably make a door if I wanted to. I don't want to, but I could. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. This is actually... Oh, Jesus! Oh, God, that scared me. The rain! Come in, out of the rain, Wolfie. Well done. Well done. Oh, got your tail. Alright, Wolfie's going to stay here out of the rain. And I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger of a hidey hole, because we're actually going to be staying here a little bit longer than usual. I want to mention before I end here that we are going to be taking a break. Myself and Wolfie are going to be taking a break from Far Lands or Bust. New title of the series. Far Lands or Bust for the next week. So next week there will be not new... Let me try that again. Take two. There won't be any new Far Lands or Bust episodes. Nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong with the series or my YouTube or anything in particular. Just need to take some time. I'm looking at some different stuff to do. Still stuff going up on my channel. Still active on the YouTubes. Not going anywhere. But just wanted to mention that next week, no new Far Lands or Bustuses. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope it holds you over for the next week. We will be returning on Monday. What is that? The 19th? 19th? 20th? 10th? 20th? That 20th sounds about right. just not next week. So I do appreciate you guys for following along and all the support, and yeah, that recent surge of donations to Child's Play charity, really helping out. And I hope even in the week that we are gone, we can continue to raise money for the charity and help kids in hospitals around the world. childsplaycharity.org, learn more about them. Donate at farlandsorbust.com. Woo! Yeah, episode 353. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. Take a break next week. Enjoy Call of Duty, and I've got a few other videos going up as well. Check that out. I will see you next time.